Welcome to Pastor's Chat today. We've been studying through the book of Romans, and we're coming to another section that I believe is very, very important and crucial, especially for unity amongst believers. Oh, I like this little saying. You hear sometimes people say at church, why can't we just get along with each other? We say it at home, we say it at church, we say it at work. Why can't we just get along with each other? Why can't we love each other, help each other, be kind to one another? It always seems like there's somebody, at least one person, who has been placed there to cause disunity. You know, the church is the place where God really wants his people to love each other, to be unified. Matter of fact, you might remember the last prayer of Jesus in the upper room in John 17. It mainly covered the subject of unity, that they may be one, that they may love one another. The world will know that because they are one, that they are one with God, they are one with me, and they'll have a witness to the world that there's something different about what I have given them by faith. And so unity has always been on the heart of God for his church. And I think it's so important to understand the church being unified doesn't mean we're all alike. Actually, what makes the church have such a great testimony, what makes us have such a wonderful witness, is that there is diversity, but with diversity there is unity. There is unity, but with the unity there is diversity. We are different. We're all so different. And we, though by the grace of God, can get along with each other and love one another. And people say, wow, they're so different, but they love one another. I mean, I think of the disciples, Peter and John. Man, I'm telling you, night and day different in their personalities, in their reactions, in their responses. But when it came to following Jesus after the resurrection of Christ, after the day of Pentecost, you see them early in Acts chapter 4, chapter 3, they are together going to the temple together. They're walking together, they're working together, they're ministering together. And that's what's so exciting. We can be different, but we can be unified. Now, that's what Paul is dealing with next here in Romans chapter 14. Remember, we talked about the first chapters are doctrinal, but now in chapter 12, he's getting very practical. In chapter 13, how we ought to be submissive to government, etc. And then the last words of chapter 13, don't make provision for the lust of the flesh to fulfill the desires thereof. So make sure you put on the Lord Jesus Christ, and you are different. You're not living like the rest of the world. You're different. Now, what happened was some early Christians, especially there in Rome, and oh goodness sakes, there's so much background to this passage because in Rome, these were basically Gentile Christians, but you had some Jewish believers mixed in there with them. Jewish believers had come from a background of rituals and ceremonies and what you can eat and what you couldn't eat and things offered to idols. Oh man, that was blasphemy if you touched something offered to an idol. That was their background, Jewish speaking. But then you had these Gentile believers, everything goes, man. Anything can happen, anything. We're free, we've been set free. And so you have the Jewish believers, you have the Gentile believers, and there are struggles. Now, that happened in all the churches in the New Testament. The Old Testament is full of God's people having problem with unity. And so here it is. Matter of fact, it's nothing new. We have the same problems today in our churches. The music wars in the church, what music is good, what music isn't bad, what you can wear, what you can't wear, the legalistic aspect of it, the freedom aspect of it. So much goes on with that, even today in the church. So Paul is writing, as for the one who is weak in the faith, welcome him, but not to quarrel over opinions. Well, that's how he starts chapter 14. Don't be quarreling about your preferences, about those things that you see differently at this point. And then he gives specific instructions throughout this chapter how that believers, even though they're different, they come from different backgrounds, how they can get along with each other. Oh, may God help us. We are so different, but God, through Jesus Christ, makes us one, and our great witness and our testimony is that we get along with each other. We respect each other. We love one another despite our differences. Oh, may God help us to do that in our families, help us to do that in our churches, help us to do it at work, help us to do it in our community. Let's not be judges. God is the judge, and that's what we read first in this chapter. So look at chapter 14. We're going to really enjoy it over the next few days. God bless, and have a great day.